The Trump administration just rebranded the National Renewable Energy Laboratory. Renewable and energy have been removed from the title. Earlier this week, the Department of Energy decided to change the name of the National Renewable Energy Laboratory, or NREL, to the National Laboratory of the Rockies, effective immediately and to be reflected in all public communications and official correspondence. NREL is responsible for many of the advances in solar and battery technology that we've seen in the past few decades. The renaming is part of the Trump administration's continuing all of the above energy strategy. Department of Energy materials still list wind and solar as major laboratory research areas, and when asked if those would be deprioritized, NREL spokesperson David Glickson said, "No such changes are planned at this time. Program funding is determined by the appropriations process." The Golden, Colorado-based laboratory, which was founded after the 1973 oil crisis to make America less dependent on energy imports, has historically been a hub for researching newer and more sustainable energy technologies. In response to the rebrand, Earth Justice's Michael Hyatt said, "Solar, wind, and other clean energy technologies are the cheapest and most cost-effective resources in Colorado and have been for years. Changing NREL's name will not change that fact. The reality is that the Trump administration's attacks on clean energy and its attempts to prop up uneconomic coal and gas plants are increasing costs and causing unnecessary energy affordability burdens for millions of Americans." Hello everyone and welcome back to This Week in Solar. I'm your host Aaron Nichols, the Research and Policy Specialist here at Exact Solar in Newtown, Pennsylvania, and this is your weekly roundup of the biggest stories in solar energy in 5 minutes or less. From Bloomberg, the White House is taking a counterintuitive approach to meeting data center energy demand. According to a new report by Bloomberg, the White House's plan to speed up new data centers while slowing down the wind and solar projects that could quickly power them will raise energy prices for millions of Americans. Utilities now expect a huge jump in power use by 2030, mostly from AI data centers. AI needs a lot of power and fast. Solar, wind, and battery projects can be built in under 5 years, while gas and coal plants take much longer. They're also the cheapest to build. As one energy expert said, in the next 10 years, there's nothing to replace renewables. If we slow down clean energy, data centers may face delays, and power bills will probably rise. It's clear that the fastest, lowest cost path to meet this new demand is to build more renewables and storage now. And last but not least today, U.S. solar manufacturers strike deals to bring solar power to space. 2 U.S. companies are taking solar power into space. Solesteel in Arizona signed a Space Act agreement with NASA's Glenn Research Center. Ascent Solar in Colorado sent test panels to a major space company which remained anonymous for missions between Earth and the Moon. Space has no clouds and no night, so solar is the perfect power source for spacecraft. But space is harsh on any materials, and getting anything into orbit takes a ton of fuel. Spacecraft need solar panels that are light, tough, and safe from radiation. Both companies aim to create more reliable power for moon and orbit missions. Ascent's thin film panels are designed to be light and strong, producing high power at low weight. NASA will test Solesteel's ultra-thin silicon panels to see how they handle space charging and shocks. The panels can heal some radiation damage in sunlight and are built to last up to 10 years in space. That's all for this week, folks. As always, the sources for where I got all of this information are at the bottom of the Substack email if you received it in your inbox. If you are watching on YouTube, please join our Substack and hit subscribe. That is This Week in Solar, and we will see you next week.